Hey everybody, Flying Cheetah with Airsoft Louisville here. Want to put a little video together explaining some of the areas at Asylum Extreme. Hope you enjoy. Here we are coming through the front door. You see this is where you come in and pay your field fee, sign your waiver, all that good stuff. And the back of the store here, you'll notice they actually do carry quite a wide variety of airsoft weapons as well as lots of BBs always in stock. And they are good quality BBs, like the Elite Force is what they are. Great BBs. Sorry the video is a little dark, but you get the idea. They got quite a bit in there. Now moving out here, this is the staging area. It's the outdoor area. There's also an indoor to the
Alright everybody, here we are at CQB City, or the new city. It's got a couple different names. It's the newest portion of the field. It's a lot of fun. It's got probably about 20 buildings. Most of them are these small square buildings you see with a couple windows and a door. There's also a couple of two-story buildings that make a nice little addition. You can see one here. So there's one of the two-story buildings. I'm going to walk inside here and take a look. See the stairs heading up. Oh, a little icy today. It is about 30 degrees out right now. Got some snow last night. There you go. See inside one of the towers here. Windows on all sides. A little bit of the view from outside. A lot of fun getting up one of these, having about 20 guys come after you. See if I can get down without dying. That would be a great video, wouldn't it? Me falling down the stairs. Alright. As well as all the buildings, there is this nice little concrete bunker here with a satellite dish in it, as well as several vehicles. Got a little Yugo there. Ford Probe, and a bang bus back there in the background, as well as the other two-story building back there. This vehicle here behind me now, you'll hear us refer to it as the ice cream truck. I don't know why we called it that. It really doesn't look like an ice cream truck too much, but oh well. And that's a walk through the new city, and we'll be moving on to the old city. Alright, now we're moving into what we call the old city. Every year they do a haunted forest here, so this portion changes quite a bit. And as of right now, there's not a whole lot over here, but pretty sure that'll change. Kenny's always good for building new and exciting things for us. As you can see, I just walked through the bridge coming across. You got these two-story buildings with a little walkway in between them. A few items spread out around the area for some cover. Haven't really been using this area a whole lot lately. We just got too many other new portions to try out, and we'll head across over here on the other bridge and head up to the church. So now, heading across the other bridge to the church. This is a bit of a treacherous bridge here. Just wish there was snow on it. Alright. So behind me, you see the church. It's a nice little structure. It's also got a couple little bunkers on the outside. Actually, let's walk over here. There's an upper and a lower part to the church. The lower part has a nice little area there. There's actually a slide that goes from the top part to the bottom part there. We'll go up here. Some more cover spread out. Here we are. The main entrance to the church here. Pretty dark. Probably won't be able to see much in here, but nice big open area. Some skulls on the wall. There's some scary clown guys. Alright. Move out here and we'll head over to the old fort. Now when we started playing here at Asylum, what, 5-6 years ago, this was the only structure that existed out here in the woods. This is what we call the old fort. It's a pretty old building. It's had a couple additions added to it. It's got some cover on the outside. Unfortunately, during the winter, it is pretty nasty on the inside. But luckily, there's plenty room to get up on the second level so you don't have to be down in the mud. It's got towers on all 4 sides, as well as a walkway you can see down there. Goes out the back side, and we'll move down that way now. Alright, here we are moving through the back hallway of the old fort. This will bring us out here. You can see there's some railroad tie bunkers. Those were added later on. Very nice addition. Makes this pretty difficult to attack at times. Nice little covered walkway here leading down into the slums. Now the slums are, I think there's 5 or 6 of these buildings that look like this, and they're just kind of spread out through here. Got a interesting mix of items. Picnic benches, barbecues if you ever get hungry while they're out here. You can see the slums run alongside Barrel Island, which is that large building you see in the background there. We'll get into that in a minute. Moving through here, we're going to go over to the barn, which is a relatively new building. Can't go inside of it. I think they use it to store stuff for the haunted forest. And see some more buildings in the slums. There we go. Now this area behind me, we call that the swamp, because that's basically what it is. It's pretty much year-round, completely soaked, muddy, nasty area. Every now and then we'll venture out there, but it's kind of too gross sometimes. There's another couple of buildings behind me that are part of the slums. And now we'll move into Barrel Island. Alright, here we are at Barrel Island. This is the wooden bridge because it is made out of wood. There are two bridges going into Barrel Island. We'll check them both out now. This one got nice cover on both sides, so a lot of times people come out here and try and defend from this point. Got this pretty steep creek bed goes through there. A little hint to everybody, this is the best way to try and attack Barrel Island, is to move through this creek bed up through the back path, which we'll get to shortly. To get into Barrel Island, you see it is made up of several corridors that pretty much wrap all the way around the building, making several small rooms. There's a walkway here, or a staircase here. We'll go up there. There you go. Get up here, and this walkway wraps all the way around the entire building.
I'd just like to add here that the reason why this area is called Barrel Island is when we first started playing at Asylum, this area, all it really had on it was a bunch of 55-gallon drums, and in a wasp nest. Was really fun.
Nice shot of the inside of Barrel Island here. They added that net tent down there a few months ago. Nice addition when we're playing in here. People get shot and they don't want to stand around and get shot up a whole bunch. You can always go inside there. Always keep your eye protection on, even when inside there. And back behind me, that is the back path that I was talking about. That path goes from here over to the old city. It's the easiest way to get around here. Got some bunkers down there. There's a new one actually. Adding new stuff all the time. So let's move back around. Alright. Trying to go down these stairs without dying. Here we go. So you can see, like I said, these little corridors all the way through. Some nice little windows every now and then. Which brings me to something that I think needs to be cleared up 100% once and for all. If you look behind me, hopefully you can see there are gaps in those railroad ties. Don't shoot through those. Let me go around the outside so we can get a better view and discuss that more. Oh, before I do that, this here is the back door. Whole thing opens. A lot of people forget about that. Okay. So back to the gaps in the railroad ties, and basically any gap in this building or anywhere on the field. This is where we most commonly run into it. It's these gaps. We don't want people shooting through those. It's dangerous. I mean, somebody could be on the other side looking through that gap, have their cheek up against the wall, and shoot them point blank in the cheek, head, wherever. It's just gonna suck. It's unsafe, and it's a pretty lame way to die. Someone makes up here and just shoots you from 3 inches away without really having to do anything. Same goes for cracks along here. Don't shoot in those. Just consider this entire wall completely sealed. You know, take advantage that you can see through them and find out where people might be, but almost fell down there. But don't shoot through them, it's not safe, and like I said, it's pretty lame. Same goes for any other holes you might come upon that aren't obvious windows, like this one right here. This little glory hole here that Hunk made, even though he's 4 foot tall and he'd never be able to get to it. Don't use this. Don't shoot through it. You can look through it. Don't shoot through that. It's blind fire. There's no way you can put your barrel through this hole and know what you're shooting at. Here we are up on the back path behind Barrel Island. See a nice shot of it there in the background. And you can see leads down there to the old city. Just notice that there's a bunch of railroad ties sitting here. I guess they're gonna be building something. And there's another right there. That little bunker wasn't there a couple days ago. So, like I said, they're always adding new things for us. I'm gonna actually head down here and go over the metal bridge on Barrel Island. So now I'm heading out across the metal bridge. This one's a whole lot harder to attack from. No cover on the sides. And this will lead to a building that I don't think we've named yet. There used to be a tower here, we call it Clown Tower, but we haven't named this building yet. Some cover. You know, there's really cover spread out everywhere on this field. Whether it's a 55-gallon steel drum or a big spindle thing or pallets. A little bit of everything out here. There's a large concrete bunker as well as the steel drum wall. A lot of fun there. And now I'm going to head up to the graveyard. And here we are at the graveyard. As I mentioned before, Asylum does a haunted forest every year. And this is really part of that. We don't play here a whole lot. A lot of pretty fragile stuff. Don't want to risk messing it up. But we do use it for rally points, set small objectives up here, that kind of stuff. It's a pretty neat little area, and it's got gravel. Makes it easy to walk around. And we're going to walk down the path here to the boathouse. Not the boathouse, the log cabin. Here we are at the log cabin. This is probably the newest structure out on the field right now. It was added right before the haunted house last October. It's a nice little structure out here in the swamp area, which is good because, like I said, there really wasn't a whole lot of use for it before. But putting this building in is giving us a little foothold on the area. Can't go inside of it. Again, I think they store stuff for the haunted forest, but there's a nice little area back here. Set up a little ghetto fob. I think at one of the Midnight Gardens we hung our map up here and use this as a fob. It's got cover on both sides and the swamp behind you, and you got to be pretty hard up to come through the swamp at this thing. Now we'll head to the boathouse. Actually, before we head to the boathouse, I wanted to walk through here real quick, show you one of my favorite parts of this field. This is bamboo forest. I don't know how it got here, what it's doing here, but there is a ton of bamboo, and it is thick. It's the beginning of March right now, so it's pretty, I don't know, I wouldn't say dead, but there's a lot less of it right now than there is in the summer. You can still see it's pretty thick. During the summer you could sit in here and no one would know you're there. And really the only way to really make any contact is to kneel down, get below the leaves. A lot of fun. That's the bamboo forest. Pretty big chunk of bamboo out here. Now we'll move over to the boathouse. Well, I was on my way to the boathouse and I thought I would try and cut through the swamp out to get over there now, but as I'm wearing tennis shoes, I will not be attempting to make it through there. That's why we call it the swamp. So I'm gonna have to walk around through all these thorns, try and make my way. Alright, behind me, one of the walkways going to the boathouse. Like I said, this is built in a very wet swamp area. This is a elevated walkway, very nicely constructed, I might say. We haven't really played out here a whole lot. It's kind of dangerous. It's very close quarters when you get inside, and actually it looks like they've boarded it all up now, so that's good. I got shot in the head out here, hurt really bad. It was one of the few times I think I really wanted to cry at Airsoft. And like I said, real swampy area. It's all boarded up now, so we can't go inside, but there's lots of furniture and TVs and fun stuff like that. Walk down here to where the boats are. As you can see, these walkways didn't really provide a whole lot of cover when trying to attack this. There we go. Here are the boats. And about to the end of the walkway here. And that's it for the boathouse. I figured since I'd mentioned it several times about their haunted forest, I'm going to give you a little shot of their poster there and part of what they have out here for it. We have had small games back in here, but nothing serious, so I don't want to break anything. Some nice facades. Hearst, school bus. There's the actual Winnebago from The Walking Dead. I wouldn't lie to you. There we go. Nice little area there. I do want to go over one complaint that we've heard time and time again about playing at Asylum. This is a paintball place, and as you can see on this wall behind me, there's paint all over that wall. It's always going to be like that. It's not that big of a deal. People try and turn it into a big deal, but I mean, honestly, if you're that worried about getting your gear dirty, might as well just leave it at home and not play Airsoft. It's vegetable oil and water soluble dye. It's not going to stain anything. I've been playing out here for 6 years. I don't have any piece of clothing that doesn't come clean. It's not a big deal, guys. Well, that's it for the walkthrough of our field here at Asylum. I hope it was enjoyable, maybe a little informative for some of you who haven't played here before, thought about coming out, see what kind of facility we have. And honestly, there's no better place in Louisville, or heck, there's no better place in Kentucky really to play than Asylum. With the facilities that we have, the structures, it's great, convenient. Don't have to drive an hour out in the middle of nowhere, right off the Gene Snyder, which you can see behind me. Kenny and the staff here at Asylum have always been extremely helpful, very courteous. Anything we've ever asked for, I'd say we've always got it. They always go above and beyond. Hopefully, see you all out on the field. Until then, later on.